The Hebrew term Pilpul refers to a method of studying the Talmud through intense textual analysis and attempts to either explain conceptual differences between various halakhic rulings or to reconcile any apparent contradictions presented from various readings of different texts. Pilpul has entered English as a colloquialism used by some to indicate extreme disputation, a casuistic hairsplitting. Narrow definition. In the narrower sense, Pilpul refers to a method of conceptual extrapolation from texts in efforts to reconcile various texts or to explain fundamental differences of approach between various earlier authorities, which became popular in the late 15th and early 16th centuries. Its founders are generally considered to be Jacob Pollock and Shalom Schachner. Pilpul was defined by Heinrich Gratz as the astonishing facility of ingenious disquisition on the basis of the Talmud. Opposition. Many leading rabbinic authorities harshly criticized this method as being unreliable and a waste of time, and it is regarded by some as having been discredited by the time of the Vilna Gaon. A frequently heard accusation is that those who used this method were often motivated by the prospect of impressing others with the sophistication of their analysis, rather than by a disinterested love of truth. These students typically did not apply appropriate standards of proof in obtaining the conclusions, and frequently presupposed conclusions that necessitated unlikely readings of proof texts. As such, Pilpul has sometimes been derogatorily called Bilbul, Hebrew for confusion. The Maharal of Prague, in a famous polemic against Pilpul, stated, "It would be better to learn carpentry or another trade, or to sharpen the mind by playing chess. At least they would not engage in falsehood, which then spills over from theory and into practice." Current methods. In the late 18th and 19th centuries, Pilpul in this narrow sense was largely superseded by the analytic methods pioneered by the Lithuanian school, in particular the Briskadira. However, many people consider these methods too to be a form of Pilpul, though the practitioners of the analytic method generally reject the term. Before World War II, both the old and the new kinds of Pilpul were popular among Lithuanian and Polish Jews. Since then, they have become prominent in most Ashkenazi and many Hasidic yeshivas.